Louisiana beer reviews. Keystone Premium Beer. Keystone Premium Beer was introduced by Coors Brewing Company in 1989, along with Keystone Light. In 1994, they brought out Keystone Ice. This was the first budget beer that Coors had ever made. It's been very popular, especially the Keystone Light, which is the flagship brand of the Keystone family. Here's an old Keystone can from about 1996. It's a little faded. It says specially lined can, quality bottled beer taste. Here's a later can from around 1999. Keystone Premium, cold filtered premium beer, brewed with the finest all natural ingredients. And it also says specially lined can, smooth, never bitter taste. And here's the current Keystone can, and it says always smooth. In some literature that I have from the Coors Brewing Company, now known as Molson Coors, they are careful to point out that all of the Keystone beers are kosher, as are all the Coors products. This is a very rare Keystone. You do see the Keystone Light everywhere. You see Keystone Ice some places. It's not sold in the town where I live, but it is in some parts of Louisiana, like Baton Rouge. It's everywhere in Baton Rouge. But the Keystone Premium, the red Keystone as people call it, is not sold anywhere in Louisiana. Okay, I was not expecting to see this on the old U.S. Highway 75 in the Conroe area of Texas on April 29th. I was shocked. I went into the store. I like to look around at different stores that sell beer, and I saw this in a small grocery store, a 30-pack. I was stunned. Well, I had to buy the whole 30-pack because I didn't know if I'd ever see it again. I mean, I rarely see it. I do see it in the Chicago area sometimes, but I had to get it and I had to try it. I haven't had this in probably at least 10 years, and probably longer than that. It's 4.4% alcohol. It gets a rock bottom rating on Rate Beer, and it gets a D- on Beer Advocate, and the Bros give it a D-. So I don't know what this is going to be like. It's a value price brand, or as they describe it, a below premium brand. It's not sold in bottles, maybe 40-ounce bottles. I've seen 40-ounce bottles on the internet of Keystone Ice, but it's traditionally sold in 12-ounce cans. Okay, well, it's a lot of foam there, a lot of white, stark white foam in the head. The appearance is very clear, pale straw. Let's give it the smell test. Well, it's a typical beer smell, American style adjunct lager beer smell. It's a little lighter than typical, and this has got to be the lightest looking American style lager, non-light beer that I've ever seen, I think. See some bubbles streaming up, not a whole lot. Most of the carbonation went right into the head. It's a very fizzy head. It's not creamy. It's looks like a root beer style head, I guess you'd say, or a laundry detergent. Faint. The aroma is faint. You pick up some grains. You can't really tell what they are. Well, that head is disappearing quick. Not a good sign. Okay, well, this 30-pack was $15.99. So they say that's $16 for 30. That would be $8 for 15. Okay, so it's on the rather inexpensive side. So that head is just gone. I don't think I've ever seen the head of a beer disappear that fast and with an American macro lager. It is. The aroma hasn't changed. Well, now the most important thing, the taste test. Well, you pick up a lot of water, some grains, some, not a lot. There is some hop presence. I would think that the IBU rating is probably around 11 or 12, maybe 10. So it's not bitter. That's their thing, man. No bitterness, no bitter beer face. So if you don't like bitter beer, you're gonna love this. If you like very mild beer and you just want to drink beer without any kind of taste challenge, this is probably it. The mouthfeel, as you can imagine, is very light and watery. The finish is crisp and clean. And dry. There's not much bite to it. There's absolutely no lacing left behind, really, except for some little dots of foam. I got 29 of these left to drink. Oh well. Look, if you only drink light beer and you want to step up to full-bodied beers, this would be a good first step because it's very similar to light. But I'll say this about it: it doesn't have that kind of mineral water, yucky taste that I find light beers tend to have. It does have taste. I mean, you can't say it has no taste. It's just so vapid, okay? It's lacking in a lot of character. You know, you might have heard people say that Busch beer is so watery. And Busch beer is watery. I'm talking about the regular Busch. But Busch beer's got a lot more bold of a flavor than this. So how would I rate this? Well, I know this much: the Keystone Ice is a lot better. The Keystone Ice is stronger, it's sweeter, it's almost cloying, it's bold, it's got a lot more alcohol. I like the Keystone Ice. I don't hate this. There's nothing to hate about it. It does have some sweetness. On the other hand, there's nothing really to love about it, for sure. Coors, I gave Coors an A. I always love Coors. So this is certainly inferior to that by a large margin. I think it's worth trying because it's so peculiar in its lack of taste profile and character that it's bizarre, really. I guess that's why they don't hardly sell it. They have it on the market in a few places just to, I guess, keep the trademark going, but I have never seen this in the South, okay, or in the West. When I was in, like I say, Texas, I was shocked to see this, and I was all over Texas. Believe me, I was all over Southeast Texas visiting somebody. I was stopping everywhere, checking their beers out, and I saw this in one little store. So, what would I rate it? Oh, this is going to be a hard one to rate. I'm trying to be fair. I am trying to be fair about this, believe me. I'm not going to give it a D because a D is poor. It's not poor, but it's a C minus. I'm going to say a C minus. It's low average. And I'm being generous, okay? It's below average, and I'm generous because I'm kind of easy to please when it comes to beer. I'm not real picky. I mean, I try all kind of beers, and I've tried so many hundreds of beers, but I mean, you can get water a lot cheaper, but water won't affect you. I mean, if you drink a few of these, it is 4.4% alcohol. Anyway, it is what it is. It's okay, but it's barely just okay. Would I buy it again? No. I'm gonna drink the next 29 over the next few weeks, months. I'm gonna tolerate it. I'm not gonna enjoy it. Can you believe this? Look at this. That is flaccid, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.